The secret behind the stone walls. Angkor Wat, the legacy of a glorious empire, stands majestically amidst the Cambodian jungle like a dream made of stone. For centuries, it has captivated countless tourists, archaeologists, and artists with its grand scale and exquisitely beautiful sculptures. People come to admire its lotus bud towers, to walk along its endless corridors, and to read the stories told on its bas-reliefs. However, behind that tangible beauty lies a deeper meaning, a cleverly encoded secret. Growing evidence suggests that Angkor Wat is not just a temple and a mausoleum. It is also a colossal cosmic engine, an astronomical observatory built with unimaginable precision, where science, religion, and royal power merge into one. In this article, we will peel back each layer of evidence to answer the question: is Angkor Wat truly the greatest astronomical legacy of the ancient world? 1. The architectural evidence, a perfect alignment with the heavens. The most convincing and noticeable evidence lies in the design of the structure itself. The entire layout of Angkor Wat, from its main orientation and causeways to the position of its towers, was deliberately arranged to interact with key astronomical events. The Equinox event. This is Angkor Wat's most spectacular and famous performance. Twice a year, on the spring equinox, around March 21st, and the autumnal equinox, around September 22nd, the two moments when day and night are of equal length across the planet, a magical sight occurs. If you stand at the western end of the main causeway at dawn, you will witness the sun rise slowly until it sits in perfect alignment directly over the pinnacle of the highest central tower. This perfect alignment cannot be a coincidence. It required precise astronomical calculations and masterful engineering. For the ancient Khmer, this moment was profoundly sacred. It symbolized the balance of the cosmos, the harmony between light and darkness, heaven and earth. The fact that the empire's central temple aligned with the sun at this exact moment was a powerful statement of the king's authority. It showed that his rule was in accordance with the will of heaven, bringing balance and prosperity to the kingdom. The solstice events and the stone calendar. The sophistication doesn't stop there. Angkor Wat also functions as a giant stone calendar. On the summer solstice, around June 21st, the longest day of the year, the sun rises over a specific point on the northeast corner of the temple when viewed from the main gate. Conversely, on the winter solstice, around December 21st, the shortest day of the year, it rises over the southeast corner. By tracking the sun's daily rising position along the horizon relative to the towers, Khmer priests and astronomers could accurately determine the days of the year, the seasons, and set the dates for important agricultural and religious ceremonies. 2. The mathematical evidence, a cosmic code in every stone. If the astronomical alignments are the visible evidence, the next layer is hidden in numbers, a complex mathematical and cosmological code embedded in the temple's very dimensions. Great credit for deciphering this goes to researcher Eleanor Menica. She proved that the Khmer architects used a native unit of measurement, called the had, approximately 0.435 meters, to design the entire structure. When this unit is applied, the dimensions of Angkor Wat reveal a stunning connection to Hindu cosmology. According to Hinduism, the time of the universe is divided into 4 ages, or yugas, of decreasing length. Satya Yuga, Golden Age. Treta Yuga, Silver Age. Dvapara Yuga, Bronze Age. Kali Yuga, Iron Age. Menica discovered that the lengths of the main axes, corridors, and causeways in Angkor Wat correspond intentionally to the number of years in these yugas. For instance, the length of the stone causeway leading to the temple corresponds to the length of the Kali Yuga. This means that when a devotee walks along that causeway to enter the temple, they are not just moving through space, but are on a symbolic pilgrimage, traveling backward through time from the darkest age toward the sacred cosmic center, the home of the gods. Therefore, Angkor Wat is not just a temple. It is a 3D model of the universe and time according to the Hindu worldview. It is a metaphysical machine, designed to help humans interact directly with cosmic concepts. 3. The historical evidence, a contemporary account. Besides architecture and mathematics, we also have authentic evidence from historical records, proving that astronomy was a flourishing science during the Angkorian period. At the end of the 13th century, a diplomat from China's Yuan dynasty, Zhou Daguan, lived in the capital of Angkor for nearly a year. He recorded his detailed observations in the invaluable book The Customs of Cambodia. In it, he wrote a critically important detail. Zhou Daguan asserted that the Khmer had highly skilled astrologers. He emphasized that these individuals could accurately predict the occurrences of solar and lunar eclipses. Predicting eclipses is one of the most complex problems in ancient astronomy. It requires persistent observation over generations, precise records, and the ability to calculate the orbits of the Sun, Moon, and Earth. Zhou Daguan's account is irrefutable proof that the Khmer Empire possessed a highly advanced scientific intellectual class, and it was they who provided the knowledge behind the complex astronomical designs of Angkor Wat. 4. The role of the Devaraja Cult. Astronomy in service of royal power. To understand why the Khmer invested such immense resources into building a cosmic engine, we must understand the core ideology of the Angkor Empire, the cult of the Devaraja, or God King. In this belief system, the king was not merely a secular ruler. He was seen as the earthly embodiment of a god, usually Shiva, but in the case of King Suryavarman II, the builder of Angkor Wat, it was Vishnu. The king was the sole bridge between the heavenly and earthly realms, the guarantor of cosmic harmony and the kingdom's prosperity. So, how does one prove and consolidate such divine authority? By building a temple that is not just a place of worship, but a grand stage for royal rituals. Angkor Wat was that stage. The sun rising precisely over the central tower on the equinox was not just a beautiful natural phenomenon. It was a pre-calculated act of political religious theater. On that very day, the king would perform important ceremonies. The celestial event became a validation from the gods themselves, a cosmic seal of approval proving that the king and his empire were in perfect harmony with the order of the heavens. Anyone witnessing that sight would believe that the king truly had a special connection to the divine. Therefore, astronomy at Angkor Wat was not just for making calendars or watching the weather. It was the ultimate tool of royal power, a form of propaganda technology used to legitimize and deify the king's authority. 5. The broader context, the astronomical legacy of an entire civilization. Angkor Wat was not an isolated miracle. It was the pinnacle of a long and profound astronomical tradition of the entire Khmer civilization. Many other temples across the empire also show signs of astronomical alignment. The Khmer calendar. The ancient Khmer used an incredibly complex lunisolar calendar. They had to accurately track both the sun's cycle to determine the year and seasons, and the moon's cycle for the months and Buddhist holidays. Reconciling these two different cycles is an extremely difficult astronomical problem, and the existence of such a calendar is proof of an advanced science. Many other temples like Prazit Panam Kaiser or Priya Vihir were also oriented along solar axes for important days. This shows that astronomical knowledge was not exclusive to Angkor Wat, but was a general principle in the design of sacred Khmer temples. This knowledge permeated their lives, from building temples to planting rice, from organizing major festivals to navigating on sea voyages. Angkor Wat should, therefore, be seen as the grandest expression of an intellectual heritage that was cultivated over many centuries. Conclusion: a union of faith, power, and science. So, is Angkor Wat an astronomical observatory? The final answer is yes, and so much more. It was not an observatory for the purpose of pure scientific research as we understand it today. The science of astronomy here was a sophisticated tool used to serve three ultimate purposes: religion, power, and immortality. On religion, the temple was built as a paradise on earth, a replica of the cosmic Mount Meru. Aligning it with the laws of the heavens was a way to create a perfect sacred space, connecting humanity with the divine. On power, it was the most powerful propaganda tool for the Devaraja, God King, institution. By constructing a monument that could predict and harmonize with cosmic events, King Suryavarman II declared to all his people that he was not just a mortal ruler. He was a divine representative, chosen by the universe, and his reign was legitimate. On immortality, as a mausoleum, aligning Angkor Wat with the eternal cycles of the cosmos was also a way to ensure that the king's soul, after death, would merge into the endless flow of time and space, achieving immortality. Angkor Wat is a masterpiece of synthesis. It is where religious faith meets mathematical precision, where architectural art serves a political purpose, and where humanity expressed its greatest aspiration to understand and replicate the order of the universe.